just kind of unofficially begin here without the ceremony and just do a bit of neck massage. So we're going to start with the sternocleidomastoid. So this muscle that if you tilt your head to the side that you grab, you can kind of get it a little more easily. And it's going to begin just at the base of your jaw, behind your ear there. And it's pretty ropey. You can kind of grab it with your fingers. I'll just kind of grab it and give it a little slide. Sounds encouraged. And I'll squeeze it just at the top there and then slide down. Okay, I think I needed this more than I knew. Wow. Y'all are always helping me out. Thanks. So when you get a good juicy spot too that you can really hold on to a little bit, or that's extra sensational, you can also work to kind of pick your head back up and even slightly lean away from it. You'll probably get a hold of it, lose a hold of it before that. And this is the muscle that goes down and connects to the sternum, to your clavicle, hence the name sternocleidomastoid, the jaw. And then once you've gone down to the bottom with some attention to each squeeze, you can just kind of wash back up. And then we'll come back to the scalenes, the one that starts just behind it. They kind of start at the same point. One goes a little more forward, one goes down into the top of the shoulder a little more. Sensational. Going for those sensations this morning. And when you can't quite grab it again, it can help to just lean towards it. That muscle is soften. You can grab it. And then we'll pick the head up. Good morning, Daria. We are pinching ourselves today, and we're focusing on the spine and the neck, the low back and hips. Just what you need. And Ariel and David, you all need the same things today. So of course, a little bit of everything, but same connected general focused area today. And then once you found the scalenes there from the back side neck, then you feel free to go ahead and just give a little squeeze or squeegee into your top of your trap. See the top of your trapezius there, just kind of grab and pull forward, squeegee. Imagine squeeging out. You might want to switch hands here too. And I like to use like the thumb pushing into one side of it and the fingers pulling. Oh, so good. And the fingers pulling over that. Yep. Sorry, it's hard to talk while doing some of it. Mm-hmm. And then before we leave that side, let's take the left hand up overhead and hold the side of your head. So your hands are just kind of wrapped around and behind your ear there, and push your head into your hands. So you're not pulling your head over, but you're pressuring it that way and pushing the head back into your hand. So we're creating isometric tension. Lift your heart. And then release that. You can just give everything a big wide-handed connecting kind of squish, squish. And pause. Notice the difference in the sides. Okay, here we come, other side. So again, first we're gonna go for the sternocleidomastoid there, just behind the ear, kind of ropey muscle. Again, you might lean into it to loosen it so you can grab it better. And lean away from it to get all that sensation. Or just squeeze and pull down, milking tension out of it. So it's the more forward one that's going to come connect to the clavicle. Soft jaw and tongue. If you're gripping in the mouth, it's going to follow through here, so don't fight yourself. And it goes all the way down to the clavicle. You squeeze it at the bottom. Once you, give it some attention all the way down, I'll just wash, 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 wash. Wash it all the way back up. Oh, what a sensational day. Already. Oh, yeah. And take your time with that one as much as you need. And when you're ready, you'll go just behind it. They kind of meet or cross over each other at the top and then part. So going for that next ropey bit there, you might lean into it to loosen it. Grab it and pulse as you like. To catch it, sometimes do like a little rub up, down, down, get it loose. And then find where it connects to the top of the shoulder and overlapping it there, the top of your, God, words just left me. That is not your trapezius. I said it on the other side. It's just that big muscle there, just grab it. And flat thumb on one side and then curled fingers, squeegee, pull it. It is your chops. It's just the top of your trapezius. Once you got all that awakened, again, maybe ride it back up. When you're ready, you'll take that right arm up and over and hold just behind the ear there. And press head into hand, hand into head. Press, resist, soft shoulder, soft jaw. And then release the resistance. Maybe give the whole thing just a nice wide palmed connective kind of wash. Yeah, maybe both sides now. Combing from the sides of the neck forward with your fingertips. And down. A couple more breaths. Go anywhere that felt most intense or sensational for you. And when you feel complete with that, we're just going to pull down with both hands. Come down the outsides of the chest, down the waist, down the thighs. Just imagine washing any tension all the way out the body, through the feet, into the earth. Push down. Use your press into earth, either alongside of you, or you could slide the hands back behind you to work your shoulders on the back and lift your heart. Deep, full breaths. You could clasp the hands back there if you like, squeeze onto your pillow or blanket, whatever is supporting you, or just press into the earth. Squeeze shoulders, lift the heart. And let's move the chin to the chest here. Keep squeezing the shoulders, chin to chest. And then roll right ear to the right shoulder. Soft jaw. Squeeze shoulders, release chin to chest. Follow an inhale, roll, head to the other side. And keep the chest lifted, open the fingers wide, press into the earth there if you're able to, or maybe props, and lift up tall, inhale. As you exhale, right ear heavy to the shoulder, press strongly through those left fingers. Big breath in the nose. Exhale out the mouth. I'm just going to move back a bit. We are going to do some front body line opening. So if you'd like to, sitting in Virasana could be a good thing. You can sit on a blanket, a bolster, or a meditation cushion. Let's stay in this opening the left side from opening whichever side you're on and slide into that opposite hand, maybe a little wider. Pick that bottom hand up, the side you're stretching, and spread those fingers wide, wide, wide. And then pull them back away from you a little bit. Roll your thumb back. Keep moving the hand and shoulder back, and maybe play with rolling the hand. You could play with rolling the head if you like. And play with nodding the chin towards that shoulder. How's your jaw? Give those jaw circles, stretching the jaw at any point. And then keep sliding into that hand that you're leaning into or forearm. And let's go arm vinyasa, connecting now neck and shoulders in a fluid movement, just inviting a washing out. Inhaling open. Exhale, reach away, heavy bottom ear and sweep. Let your breath lead. Last two. And the next time you swoop around, let's pull from that hand, soft neck, drape up. Take pause, press into the earth, lift tall. I believe we started here with the hands clasped, chin to chest, and roll that second side. And breathe here, pulling that shoulder down away from the ear, soft jaw. Keep the chest lifted, bring the fingertips to the earth, push down, lift, 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 especially root into those fingers that the head is moving away from. Heavy ear towards the shoulder. Any little movements there? Soft jaw, really let it hang. Notice when you're gripping against sensation and soften the intensity. We want to invite a melting here more than a forcing. Sometimes we try to make things change, and sometimes we just invite them to be as they are, to discover new possibilities, to lean to us into the discomfort so that it doesn't grip and steal itself up. Stay with that, or maybe slide a little further into that hand that you're moving towards and pick that other hand up. Here, really spread the hand wide and roll the thumb back behind you. Pull the hand back a bit. Soft jaw. I can stay and play with that, or maybe roll the head, roll the hand a bit. Find a sweet spot for you. Really active hands. You feel that nervine connection down from your neck into the fingers. All the nerves of the neck connect between the vertebrae down into each finger independently. And then little nods, maybe chin towards that shoulder. Soft jaw. Stay with that, maybe slide a little deeper, and arm vinyasa, about 7 breaths or so. Do what's right for you. It depends on your speed, of course. This could be very languid again as we invite the melting, opening, letting go. A couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, pull from that hand, keep the head soft, neck soft, and come on up. Little fluid, soft washing rolls out of the head, neck, mouth in any way that feels good. And any comfortable seat, please adjust the seat as you like. And take a pause with a tall spine. Again, maybe you find Virusanas, we are going to open the front of the legs. So we just begin to warm up quadriceps opening. And maybe your knees don't want that. So do what's right for you. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to bring the flat of our palm to the forehead like do. And press palm into hand, hand into, palm into hand. Palm into forehead, forehead into palm do, and press resist. So we're really looking to get the shoulders directly over the ears. Press resist, press resist, shoulders on the back, heart, sternum lifted. And relax. And take pause. Maybe in a comfortable way to hold your hands in a mudra, or one hand resting in the other, or maybe the hands just resting on the legs. Wherever you're at, make sure it supports you, and letting the shoulders relax. Notice the energy in your jaw. Maybe circle the jaw if you haven't yet, or just give it a little wiggle. Just a little gentle, gentle wiggle. And allow it to hang. Let your jaw be soft. Breath in the nose if you're able. Breath out the mouth. Feel that clear alignment of your spine. The warmth in your neck and shoulders from the bit of opening that you've done. Imagine that flowing down the spine, the tailbone plugging into the earth, the crown of the head lifting to the sky. And breathe long and full into the length of your spine, the Sushumna Nadi just in front of the spine, the central energetic channel of your body. Imagine yourself a clear channel for life, receiving, flowing energy, not letting anything get caught up by binds in the body mind, by limiting beliefs or stories or resistance against feeling or expressing or experiencing. Sometimes the binds and pains and communications we get from the body are from the force of gravity, the unfortunate biomechanics that happen in chairs, or from other biomechanical patterns. And sometimes those things are in concert or connection with energetic things when we're gripping against the flow of life or our experience of the present moment. When we're holding something, a pattern of belief or concept that we're done with, our attention will be brought to it by the way of sensation, by the way of emotion. And here in the practice, we courageously allow all of these things, biomechanical or energetic, to dissolve in the light of our awareness. So we rest and pause and bring our awareness to what's present. Hello. Thank you, sensation. Thank you, pain. Thank you, resistance. I hear you. What's there for me to learn, to grow from, to get stronger from? Thank you. Thank you for your service. And as we thank our body mind for whatever may be showing up in service today, then what inspires you forward? What is your heart's greatest longing here, still in the beginning of the year? Many new beginnings coming to a full moon. What is that fullness of your desire? What draws you forward in life? And sometimes it is pain or discomfort that propels us forward. And so thank you for that too. Thank you, pain. Thank you, fear. Thank you, pleasure. Thank you, longing. Thank you, creative inspiration. Thank you, passion. This full moon is a Leo full moon. You might be feeling extra passionate or creative or raw, however that shows up. Sometimes it's a little frustration or angstiness. However it shows up, whatever is there for you. Yes, welcome. Thank you. What have you got for me? What are we learning right now? I want to invite you to take 3 slow motion lion's breaths. So let's actually use that echo inhale that I've been doing a little bit to invite the vagal nerve toning. And normally we do our big dramatic, and you can do that, arms up with some I love you, but maybe more slow motion or just really focus on the face for this one. So that as you exhale, you're slowly extending the tongue as far down as it will go in the eyes as far up, while at the same time squeezing the navel back, bottom tip. So exhale and empty. Inhale, we're going to do that echo inhale, filling up, and then a little more, almost like a gasp, and then long, slow lion's breath. Really stretching out the jaw, really emptying out. Let's go twice again. Pause and rest, chin heavy, back of the neck long, shoulders soft. Notice your energy body, your breath, sensations from stretching. Feel your earth body, your feet on the earth, your seat on the earth for support. Let's bring the hands to the heart in any way that feels good for you. Breathe and repeat your heart's greatest longing, your desire, what lights you up inside, what inspires you forward. And thank you to this arising. Thank you to whatever's present. Let's connect to the great vibration of Om, to the fullness of all that is, to being with the all and everything without boundary. Light of awareness, inner and outward, shining. Exhale, empty. Inhale your heart's yes, and 3 Oms. Om. Lower the hands down and unwind your legs. Extend the legs out in front of you. Oh, knees. And let's give the legs a little windshield wiper there, releasing all the joints. Press into the earth, lift your heart, and deep full breath. Dandasana, staff of life pose. Bring the legs fairly close together, more like, let's go hip width actually. So hip point width, middle hip bone, middle knees, middle ankle, middle toes. Draw the toes back as evenly as you can. Bring the hands next to your hips with the fingers turned out, right next to the hips, in close, fingers turned out. Roll the shoulders onto the back, spread the fingers wide, claw the earth and puff up your chest, lift your heart. Feel the scapula moving together and down the back as much as you can. In deep full breaths here. You can return to this at any point or stay here and just working the pose. The legs are pressing strongly into the earth. And if that's too much for the hamstrings, then the heels could, knees can be bent, but the heels pull back towards the hips and press strongly down. So very active legs either way that helps support the lift of your spine. Dandasana, breathe and repeat your yes, I am, staff of life, clear channel for life energy. Inhale here, claw those fingertips, push into your feet, lift your hips, lift your heart. Squeeze your booty, lift the hips a lot to the height of the knees. Claw those fingertips, squeeze your shoulders, puff up your chest as much as you can here. Ears, shoulders, ribs, and hips are in alignment. You could just hold this pose like it is, or inhale here, and as you exhale, either come back down to sit or pull from the core, hips up and back behind the arms, and follow your breath. Inhale, root to rise, opening it. Exhale, navel back, pausing, or lots of core there as you curl in. Let your breath lead. I'm going to aim for 8 more here, 10 total. So it may be a lot for you. Listen to your body. Please rest when you need to. Soften or modify the pose as needed. And we're almost halfway through. Here's 5. Just 5 more. Claw the fingertips strongly so the wrists don't take this. Last one, we'll meet in Dandasana, staff of life. Tall spine, take pause as you like, roll the shoulders out. Let's roll everything out here. Roll your wrists out, roll your elbows out. Shake the hands out all the way up to the sky. Shake your hands, reaching. And handshake out, coming back down. Nice and loose in the shoulders. Nice, strong, active legs. We're going to do one more shape from there, but I want to give you a little rest from the hands and play a little more with the neck. So cross your ankles if your ankles are okay with this and roll on through. Let's come all the way down to your belly. Point your toes straight back. Very active legs. You can rest your forehead on the earth here at first and interlace your hands at the base of your skull. So your pinkies are pressing the base of the skull up and long, lengthening that cervical curve, and your thumbs are pushing into the tops of the traps there. Long back of the neck, lengthen it out. And try to keep that length. So just feel where we would normally close the neck as we come up, or habitually, rather, not normally. And slide the hands up so they're cradling the base of the skull. And press down into that and lift the elbows up and wide. Elbows wide, thumbs trail down the neck. The pad of your thumb is like at the bones behind the ears. Elbows wide.
Scapula together on the back. Point through your toes, press strongly into your pubic bone and sacrum, and press the head into the hands. Back of the neck stays long. There's going to be a little cervical curve that comes in. We want that. We don't want any closing of the neck. So there's a natural resistance here. Again, we're using some isometrics. And you could come all the way back down and back up to whatever little tiny amount is right for you, or just pulse down and up a little bit. Really work those wings wide, elbows up and out, scapula together on the back. Push through your feet, push through your pubic bone, head presses into the hands. We're going to pulse about 7 more. And let it be very tiny. We don't want to force anything here. Not a big throwback or jerking of the neck, but a melting, a leaning gently into that hold of the hands, like a strong hug where you're like, okay, we're hugging, and then there's that sigh into it, that melting, and allowing yourself to be held. See if you can find that kind of work here, if you will. Last 4 breaths or so. If it's getting tired and it's feeling like straining, go much smaller or release it. When you're done, we're going to rest the head, forehead on the floor, and bring the hands under your shoulders. Just roll your shoulders around. You could go one and then the other, or both shoulders at a time. Forehead's on the floor. And we're just rolling, washing all that we just toned with the heat of it, with the energy of it, using strengthening to help us with the releasing. And now let's interlace the hands on your sacrum. Keep your forehead rested at first. Push the clasp of your hands. If you can't clasp your hands here, you could just push flat palms down and around the sacrum. Push that sacrum down. Push into your pubic bone. Root, root, root. Use that rooting to bounce elbows and shoulders on the back. And then slide your hands back, reach that clasp of the hands up and back as much as you can towards where ceiling and wall meet. Inhale here as you exhale again, push into your sacrum, lift your navel, pubic bone is actively rooting into the earth. Back of the neck is long. We're just going to come up very slightly here. It's wherever it feels easy and breathful to you. And again, you might pulse on the breath. Inhale, pull hands up and back. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, melt down. About 5 more breaths again. Please come out sooner if it's right for you. And last breath or so. When you're done, come back down, rest your forehead, hands under shoulders. Again, roll those shoulders around and really push into your pubic bone and sacrum. Daria, if you're not here using a block, or everyone, you can imagine you're squeezing onto a block. We want to keep the lower back really supported and strong here. A block's going to remind you and give you more support there to hug in, engage the core. And then pull with your hands under the shoulders, elbows and shoulder blades as far down the back as you can. Squeeze onto your block, real or imaginary, and push into the earth. Actually, that block thing could be good for all of you. I'm thinking about all your bodies and mine too, even. So hugging onto that real or imaginary block, drag yourself forward and just come into the babiest of baby cobras. Just a yummy, tiny little cobra. And then let's look over our right shoulder, like, oh, got a tail back there. Yep. And then come back to center, open, look on back towards the other side of your tail. Baby cobra, just learning itself. Maybe you're going to look again to each side. Maybe come up just a little higher. What feels good there? What's propelled by the core, not by your head? Once you've looked again to each side, let's come down and fan out wide. Cobra head here, elbows out to the side, straight out from the shoulders, fingertips under the elbows. Spread the fingers wide. Claw the fingertips and inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze them on the back and pull them down. Press into the legs, pubic bone, sacrum. Inhale, open up. I'm going to pull back a little more. And then as you exhale, spiral. One shoulder down, turn, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, open. Exhale, spiral, other side. Follow your breath. Inhale, open, center. Exhale, spiral. Let your breath lead. We're going to go once more each side. Inhale, roll open, and exhale, press on back into child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Press your hips back, arms out in front of you at first, and use that to press the hips back towards the heels. And breathe your lower back, give your tail a little wiggle waggle there. Letting go breaths. As inspired, let's roll the palms up to the sky, thumbs open to the sides, and again, roll here so much, again, meaning some other day. Roll the pinkies to the sky, really externally rotating those shoulders. Feel that stretch between the shoulder blades, maybe little rhomboids there around the scapula, a lot of rhomboids, thoracic spine. Melt your heart towards the earth. And then let's bend into the elbows, hands together. Walk the elbows forward and bring the hands to the base of the skull or up to the sky. So prayer hands, you could also pulse that between base of skull and sky. A little rock. Keep melting the heart, reaching through the elbows, active in the arms. Invite the melting. Heavy forehead. Soft jaw. You could release the hands if you like and melt them down again to the shoulders or the neck for a little neck massage, squeeze, or just resting of the hands here. Couple more breaths. Simply breathful or Brahmari. Let's just take one of those if you'd like to join me. Inhale and unwind. Shift the weight forward onto hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under hips. Spread those fingers wide, maybe work up on the fingertips, make the hands strong. Wherever you're at, very active fingertips and pull shoulders down the back, open into cow. Inhale brightly here as you exhale, lift the navel and around into cat. Let's continue with the spine, strong hands through cow and cat, not mechanically, but investigatively, looking for that space and fluidity between each of the vertebrae. The next time that you round into cat, push the earth away, slide the scapula off the back, and inhale into the space between the shoulder blades. Next, exhale, squeeze right ear, hip and shoulder together. Slide that left shoulder down away from the ear. Pause there a second. As you exhale, next, drop the belly, lift the tail and the crown, and then squeeze left ear, hip, shoulder together. Pull that right shoulder down away from the ear. Pause there a second, and as you exhale, lift the navel, drop the head. And now you could go that slow or full circles, just riding the wave of the breath nice and smooth. Last breath or so in this direction. Take your time. When you're ready at the bottom, we'll wag the tail and switch directions. And take your time. Once you're even in that direction, cross your ankles and let's roll on through to sit. Extend the legs out. So we're really going to be working now at the opening of the front body and the strengthening of the erector spinae, especially some glutes and hamstrings too. So all those long, fingery little fibers of muscles that connect neck, shoulders, spine. Here we go. So this pose is traditionally taught with the hands turning in, fingers facing you. I play with this a lot, and I really like the hands turning back behind me. You can try it both ways, see what you like. I'm going for the long holds or repetitions today of like 10. So maybe you try to hold it for 3 to 5 breaths and then take that other version of the shoulders and just see what's right for you. Both have benefit. And in our modern day culture of so much this, shoulders and head forward, I just think as much of this kind of stretching with the shoulders rolling on the back, the external rotation of the shoulders rather than the internal rotation. I want to give you as much of that as possible. You please feel into it and do what's right for you. Spread the fingers. Active feet. We're going to point through the toes, squeeze the legs. Again, just feel how much work can happen right here on the earth. Stay there or come back here at any point. Otherwise, inhale as you exhale, lift from the core, squeeze your booty, point through the toes, and come on up. Allow the fingers. Rooting the feet towards the floor as much as you can. So there's your 5th breath. If you want to try it the other way, we are going to do a lot in the shoulders today. So it could be beneficial here just to investigate or get all the stretch directions that you can. When you're ready, active hands, tiny bend in the elbows so they're not locking out. Point the toes, squeeze your booty, rise on up. Long back of the neck, don't let the head drop back. Couple more breaths. Strong core. Even here, you could be squeezing onto a block at any time. Follow any exhale, come on back down. And again, let's roll the wrists, roll the elbows, roll the shoulders, everything nice and fluid. And we'll come down for a good old-fashioned bridge. Yogi's choice. Take your block with you. You could either rest your sacrum on the block and let it be a more restorative moment, or squeeze the block between your thighs, upper inner thighs, so that short end is facing you. And there's no lower back bend here at all. Squeeze onto the block. Pour it down to the earth and lengthen your tailbone up into the block. Look towards the sky. Interlace the hands if you can, or any arm variation that helps your shoulders get on the back. Really squeeze and work the shoulders on the back. Pour the block down to earth. Lengthen tailbone out. Lift your navel. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. Big full breaths here in the nose and out the mouth. You really want that pressure right on the upper back of the head, behind the upper ears, center back of the head, right behind the upper ears. So feel that strengthening of your cervical curve. Breathe. Sorry about that, if you could hear that. Breathe wide across the wings of your heart. Last couple breaths. Last big inhale. And slow and steady release your hands and ripple on down. Exhaling. Let's put the block off to the side for now. Extend. No, you know what? I had that feeling as I was saying it that that's not what I meant. So let's squeeze the block between your thighs again, or imagine you are, and extend your legs to the sky. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze onto that block. Strong, straight, strong legs. Inhale here. Arms can be in any way that helps your shoulders stay on the back. You see, I'm just kind of kicking it here. Interlace hands behind the head, elbows wide, scapula flat. Inhale as you squeeze that block, and exhale, pull the navel back and lift up through the heels. Tiny movement. Inhale there. As you exhale, let the sacrum land. Pull your low ribs down to the earth and really try to keep sacrum and low ribs on the earth. Inhale as you exhale, squeeze that block and lower the legs to about halfway. It's about a 45-degree angle from the hips. Again, arms in any way that feels helps the shoulders on the back. Inhale, lift the legs back up, and exhale, squeeze that block and lower the legs about halfway. Arms could also stretch up overhead here. I like to hook the thumbs when I do that version, getting a longer front body line, shoulders working on the back, and follow your breath. Inhale, squeeze, lift up. Exhale, squeeze, pouring that block down to the earth. Maybe begin to lower the block lower the legs about 2/3 of the way, just about a third away off of the earth, 1.5 feet or so. Inhale as you exhale, lower. Going about 5 more. If this is easy for you, you can lower the legs towards even a few inches from the earth there and squeeze, come back. 4 more breaths. Once you're done, step the feet to the floor again, counter pose. We're coming back into bridge. Any variations with the arms, if you want to leave them up over the head and reach through the hands, reach through the knees, little side to side wiggle, if that feels okay for you. Squeeze onto the block and pour it down to the earth. Let's take a few more breaths here. Any variation of bridge, just stretching out what you just toned. Balanced body. Earth and sky, fire and water. Last couple breaths. Big inhale, lift it on up. As you exhale, release the hands and ripple back down. And let's just stretch out that one arm, roll over onto your side, put your block aside for real now, and press and drape up. Take your time. We're going to come back to child's pose. Press the hips back. Breathe your lower back. Make the hands very strong. Claw the earth. And inhale, turn your toes under. Toe pads on the floor, and exhale. Lift up and back from your hips. Downward dog. Strong core. Use the strength of that core to pull the hips back, to pull the weight up out of the hands. Fingers are light, but clawing the earth, so the wrists are light, palms are light. Active fingertips, hollowed out palms. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears, slide the scapula towards the hands, and then slide the scapula down the back and reach your head towards your hands. Inhale, big shrug, I don't know, and exhale, head towards hands. Being okay with not knowing. And play, inhale, shrug. Exhale, slide, a couple more. And then stretch back and begin to swing your hips a little bit, or bend and straighten the knees a little bit. Anything that just gets you feeling a little more into the legs there. Keep that core strength and pull back from the core. Pull back from that movement of your legs. So you're slowly beginning to slide the hands back and make your way into a forward fold. If you feel like you want more neck release right now, hold the base of the skull again, thumbs trailing up the neck, and hug the head with the upper arms. Let your head and arms traction the spine. Or looking for more freedom around the shoulders, hold your elbows and reach and wiggle maybe out through the elbows. Let the arms be heavy. Get a little more release there. Optionally, your knees are bent as much as you can, but the feet are strong and the muscles are hugging the bones. You could just let the arms go here and give your shoulders a little shimmy. Feel as you shimmy your shoulders side to side, your hands are going to want to start making circles. And maybe you can really get that going, making some figure eights here, washing out the shoulders. We've got about 5 more breaths in your forward fold. Please find anything that feels beneficial for you in your forward fold. Those are just some suggestions. Last breath or two. And then hug, feet to earth, muscles to bones. Heavy head, soft neck, root to rise, lift arches, knees, quads, navel, one vertebra at a time. Come on up to stand. Press down through the feet as you come up to stand. And at the top, inhale, float the arms to the sky. And let's cross the forearms and hold your elbows. Actually, hold more like your triceps so that the forearms are crossed in a way that your head is pressing into the forearms. Use that press of the head back, again, without closing the back of the neck. Press the head back into the forearms. Feel how it's going to lift your chest. Keep your chest lifted, but bend the knees, drop the tailbone, and pull those low ribs into the back body. So you're engaging into the core here more, lengthening the spine out, and keep sinking low into whatever your breathful edge is of Utkatasana. Feel your feet. Notice if you're knocking more into inner or outer feet. Parallel the feet as much as you can. Great. And then you can remember which arm you had in front here, because we are going to do that again. So feel which arm is in front, or which arm the head's pressing again. Remember which one the head's pressing into, that might be easier. Stretch the arms up, interlace the hands, reach tall. Keep stretching up through the arms, down through the tailbone. Sink as low as you can into the pose. Exhale all your breath out. Inhale, press and rise. Standing back bend. Follow your next exhale, swan dive forward. Push into your shins, bend the knees as much as you need to. Here you could squeeze onto a block or imagine that you are and spin that block back behind you. Use that spin back to help create some space around the sacrum, the sit bones, and lengthen the heart forward. Inhale, long spine, long back of the neck. And next, exhale, bow in. Keep the block spinning back, legs straighten as much as you can, spine can round, relax the neck. In this forward fold here again, you can hug into the legs, hold your elbows, hold your head, or give your hands and shoulders a little shimmy shake out, making some circles, whatever's right for you. Another 5 breaths here in this forward fold. And are you just resting in the forward fold, or could the feet and legs be more active? Feel an even hug of feet to earth, thighs spinning back like you're hugging onto that block and spinning your block back. And last inhale or so, follow your next exhale to keep hugging feet to earth, muscles to bones, and any variations with the arms as you roll up heavy head, soft neck, root to rise, press into the earth and unfurl like a fern to the sun. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms fly up, and opposite forearm to your head. Walk the hands down the triceps or elbows. Press the head back into your forearms, lift your chest. Long back of the neck, natural cervical curve, but we don't want to close it, is why I cue that. And then here again, bend the knees. Lengthen through the tailbone as you're pressing the head back, but feel how that pressing the head back is going to make the ribs pop forward likely, and we want to pull those low ribs into the back body. Feel the core get really engaged there, and lengthen your spine as much as you can in both directions. Next inhale, slide those arms up, Kali Mudra, or just arms up, maybe a hook or a clasp, and reach through the tailbone, reach through the hands. Next exhale, sink as low as you can towards the height of the knees. Follow your inhale, press and rise, standing back bend, and exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, press into shins, half forward fold, and exhale and fold, bow in. Squeeze onto your block, real or imaginary, and spin those thighs back. Look at your feet, knees bent as much as you need to. Really hug feet to earth, muscles to bones, and feel just a steady, strong, square, activated musculature and muscularly engaged alignment of your legs and hips. Try to keep that, and we're going to come into the side bodies a bit. So we're not going to do a whole lot of lateral or side stuff today, rotated stuff, because we're working on stabilization. So hugging in, strong legs, feet, hips, but we're going to walk the hands way over to one side. And find that stretch of the quadratus lumborum, outer hip, whatever happens for you there. That QL, the quadratus lumborum, is connected to the outside edge, the lateral edge of your transverse processes, little pokey bones on the outsides of your spinal bones, and down into the upper inner back of the hip muscle, the iliac crest. So you might feel that a lot right here. I know I do. As well as some of the spinous processes that we worked out today, those thinner fibers of muscles from the spine into shoulders and neck. When you're ready, walk it on through center to the other side. Again, really engage the feet. This should be lots of muscular action in the legs. So of course you could just kind of hang out in a forward fold and this could not feel like much, or very active feet, muscles really hugging the bones. hips engage towards each other. And at the same time, as you reach the hands away, that engagement of the hips towards one another, squeezing onto the block, spinning your block back, could get that big stretch in that QL that I just spoke about. As well as the latissimus dorsi, the big sheath of muscle from the center of your back, your dorsal fin area, if you will. Come on back to center. Inhale, spine long. Exhale, bow in. Let's step the left foot back, so we're in a right leg lunge, but very mindfully. So make like you've got a block between the thighs still. Squeeze onto that block and spin it back with both thighs. Hug into the block, keeping the hips as level as you can. Push through the ball of the front foot and pull that outer hip back. Spin the thighs back. Press into the back foot and lengthen the spine forward. Inhale as you exhale, bow in. Now that's a lot of work and attention in the legs, which is very important, especially for some of the things y'all have going on. Stay just here with that. Or if you are so inspired, you could swoop the arms around and pull yourself up. And then up top, you can either hold your elbows or bring the backs of the hands up the back and then look towards bringing the palms together and elbows strong. Wide, shoulders on the back. Square those hips up, squeeze onto that block, and reach your heart forward. Relax the neck as much as you can here, let the head go. Stay with that as you like, or unwind the arms, lengthen your spine. Walk the back foot back a little more and then parallel the foot with the back of the mat. Bend the knee, make sure you're not locking that knee out. Pull back from the hip there. And here we are going to go into a side thing. So go very mindfully if you've got injury. We're going to keep hugging the feet and hugging the inner thighs together. Bring your right hand to the ankle or the floor. Squeeze and slowly roll open. Left hand face chest to the sky. Scoop that shoulder blade down the back. Lift your heart, lift your heart, lift your heart, and lengthen your spine. Ears back over the shoulders. Deep, full breaths here. You can look up at that top hand or look down at the bottom hand or straight ahead at me. Hi. Or whatever is straight ahead for you. You're straight ahead for me, as I am. Inhale, bright lift of your heart here. Exhale, hug the earth with your feet. Lift your pelvic floor and pull up from that top hand. Come up. Inhale here as you exhale, bend into that front knee. Maybe you step the back foot longer and you're in warrior two. Pull those feet together, squeeze the inner thighs together. Lift from the core, tall, neutral, aligned spine. Shoulder blades work together on the back, heart lifts up. Next inhale, let's pick that back foot up and pick the hands up. Squeeze to center. Again, really hug onto that block and spin it back. Here, maybe you take hold of the left or open side wrist, bend that front knee deeply right over the ankle, and pull that left wrist up and over, side bend. If that's right for you, please go slowly, squeeze to center. Sometimes asymmetrical things when we got intense low back stuff going on are not the things to do. Listen in. Do what's right for you. Inhale, breath, full body, last couple breaths. If you'd like to, you could take this into a twist for a few breaths. We're going to meet back in a forward fold in 3 to 5 breaths. Begin to make your way from wherever you're at, stepping or flying forward or unwinding and making your way forward fold. Shake your legs out in the forward fold. Maybe give your shoulders a little shimmy or roll out, head a little nod or roll around. And bow into yourself, hugging elbows, legs, or head. Squeeze onto that block, spin it back. And then take your time. We're going second side. I'm going to switch my orientation here. And step that right foot back. So you're in a left leg lunge. Not lunge, excuse me. We're going into Parsvottanasana. So intense hamstring stretch. Feet are as fairly parallel as you can. You're not as stepped wide as you would be for a lunge or triangle or any of that. Push into the ball of the front foot, big toe, and pull that hip back. Squeeze onto your block and spin your thighs back. Press out through that back foot and lengthen your spine forward. Inhale, and as you exhale, lengthen the spine over the front leg now and relax your neck. Bow in. Keep that muscular action in the legs and hips to support you. Stay there as you like, or keep that hug in. Inhale. As you exhale, lift from the core in your hands, float them up and back. Again, you could hold on to the elbows there behind you, clasp the hands, or just hold your hips. Anything that feels good for you, or go back to where you were. Otherwise, back of the palms, up the back body. And then work the hands together, shoulders on the back. Squeeze those hips square, active feet. Spin the block back, reach the heart forward. And one breath at a time, find your edge. Strong muscular action in the legs and the core and the spine. Soft neck. Take your time, follow any exhale to float the hands down. You're going to step the back foot back a little more as you pivot that heel down. And then hold onto that front ankle or the earth there with the left hand. Push in and roll face chest to the sky. As much as you can, you straighten both legs with soft knees. Again, hugging in with feet to earth. Legs squeezing towards one another. Lengthen the spine out here. Lift your heart. Scoop the shoulder blades down the back and move the ears back in line with the shoulders. Keep that muscular action. When you're ready, maybe top arm to the sky. Ears back in line with shoulders. Hand in line with the shoulder. Breathful here. Can you hug the earth more with your feet? Stack that top hip on top anymore. And the heart lift anymore. And then play with your neck. Do you want to try looking at that top hand with your neck in, your eyes stretching? Or look down at the bottom foot. Please stay as you like, or last inhale there. As you exhale, pull up from that top hand, bend into the front knee. You're going to heel toe that foot maybe back a little more. So you come into a warrior two, front knee deep, hands extended outward, shoulders squeezing, and as much as you can, this nice plumb line of head to pelvis, spine. Look out over that top hand, roll the shoulders down the back, hug the shoulders into the back and breathe here. Full body breath here. Inhale as you exhale, pick that back foot up into the core, arms up, squeeze to center. And maybe take hold of that right wrist. Hug those hips square, side to side and front to back. And pull that right wrist up and over into a side bend. Breathe into the length on that right side. And then if you're so inspired, you can reach that all the way over and take it into a twist. And again, another 3 to 5 breaths, any lunge or twist, or we'll meet in a forward fold. Take your time, maybe flying through to step, maybe just slowly unwinding and stepping through. And in your forward fold, shimmy, shake it out, release the legs, shoulders, head, neck, soft jaw. And a few more breaths in this forward fold, listening into your body. What else? What do you want to play with here? When you're done, once you feel complete there, you can heel toe the feet a little wider and sink on down, Malasana, yogic squat. And this could be more of a stretchy, restorative Malasana, hips back, fingers forward, and just bow in, lower back release there. Or up, elbows press, thighs wide, shoulders work onto the back, heart lifts, and spine long, jaw soft. If you are so inspired to take flight here or play with any other shapes, please do. Another 3 to 5 breaths, Malasana, or any variation or play from here. Big inhale, and take your time, follow any exhale down to your belly. Find your seat, and you may want to sit up on something here. I'm going to invite you into Baddha Konasana, so bound angled pose. If your thighs are off the earth at all for bound angled pose, then please sit up higher so that you can get your sits bones on the front edge of your support. And your thighs spinning back, so you might pick up your booty, put it on back behind you, spin the inner thighs down, and grab a hold of your ankles or feet. Use whatever hold you've got and pull heart up, pelvic bowl rolling forward, low back in, shoulders on the back. Long spine here. You really use that hold of the hands to pull shoulders on the back and down. You'll probably get a nice tractioning there. And then when you have that tractioning, maybe you want to play heavy ear to shoulder, getting that neck shoulder release. Could add the nod to that. Active arms, active legs. And that pull on the legs with the active hands is what's going to get that tractioning for you. And then other side. Soft jaw. And stay and play with that as you like, or keep pulling lower back in, heart forward. Maybe elbows come to the thighs and you get a little rock there. Maybe you hold over the tops of the feet, and the elbows could come forward of the shins and press onto the shins, lengthening lower back out, heart forward. Also here, helpful could be a block to rest your forehead on, unless perchance you are able to rest your head on the floor. That's pretty big. So just find whatever edge here is both muscularly activated and stretchy and breathful, most importantly. If there's issues in the ankles here, you could put blocks or bolsters under the ankles, or scoop your forearms under your ankles so they stay straight and strong. And then use the forearms under the ankles too, with the fingers on the toes. I'm actually really wrapping them because they're cold. And heart forward. Again, you can rest the head on the block. It's going to let the neck stay relaxed if the head finds a resting place. We've got about 5 more breaths here. Please do what's right for you. And take your time. Once you feel complete, unwind and come back up to sit, drape up, and then grab whatever you would like for supports to move into a final resting, whether it's a meditative seat or corpse pose, shavasana, giving your body back to the earth. Any final resting shape. Once you find your final resting shape, as usual, take a big inhale and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze muscles to bones, and exhale, relax, let go, melt, give your body to the earth. Inhale and really activate. Squeeze muscles to bones. Hug in, gather up any tension or busyness. Hold it. Exaggerate it. Hold it. And then as you exhale, melt. Melt. Soften and relax. Give your body to the earth. And open your heart and mind to the sky. Notice the warmth and aliveness in your body, your circulation, your heartbeat. What communication from the body-mind is present right now. And recall your yes. What is propelling you forward right now? What is inviting you into the fullest expression of life, lifing itself as you through this embodiment? What is your heart's greatest longing, your desire? Seek within you the source of your inspiration, the source of that surge of joy that happens when you see someone or something that excites you. Seek within you that pulsation of life that pulls you forward into your inspiration, towards your passions. When you taste or smell something wonderful, you feel that surge of aliveness, of delicious. What is the source of that experience? It's not the thing, it's not the object you're enjoying. What is it? The thing inside of you that blossoms a great yes to this experience of life. That place of light, that place of desire, of aliveness, of rejoicing is there within us all the time. And we find things to stimulate it. And we can learn how to befriend it, to contact it, to deepen the ease and expansion with which we know it. Imagine into that. Breathe into that. Slowly welcome yourself back to remembering your essence nature, your yes, what is drawing you forward at this time. Breathe into that source of yes, that source of our inner light, our essence nature. Imagine, if you will, that expanding, shimmering, sparkling out as you wiggle through fingers and toes, and spiral through wrists, ankles, shoulders, whatever is inspired to spiral right now. Welcome yourself back into embodiment, back into the moment. Of course, you're at home, you're safe. If you're comfortable and would like to meditate or practice corpse pose a little longer, please do. Otherwise, slowly begin to unfurl yourself from resting into any easy seat. Taking pause in the transitions, noticing yourself led by breath, inner inspiration. Sense the earth of your body, and the sky of the breath of your heart, and the place where they meet. Maybe rest your hands onto your body or at your heart in any way that feels good for you. Thank you, body. Thank you, self, for showing up, for all layers of being, for these practices. Thank you, great self, source, consciousness, creator, Thank you to all the facets of being, all the teachers, gurus, and lineages of these practices who've handed them down. Thank you, and big love and thanks back to India for the source of most of these practices. Thank you for yoga. Breathe your heart's yes, your I am. May all the effort and energy of our practice nourish our greatest good in body, mind, and spirit. And may it ripple out. May all beings benefit. May all beings be joyous and free. Exhale and empty. Inhale your heart's yes. If you will join me, one great Om. Bow in to the light of your own heart and to that same light within all beings. Namaste. And to the earth. Jai Mama. Thank you all for practicing. Thank you for practicing with me. I'm so grateful to be able to share these practices with you. I hope things today were helpful and inspiring. And happy soon coming full moon. We'll do a bit of restoratives on full moon, plus, of course, restorative Tuesdays. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments. And namaste, namago to the recording people. Bye.